Hello guys, Review Bros here, back with another one. Formula One pre-workout by Alpha and Omega Fitness.
So they're actually quite a new company, or new and upcoming. They do quite a few little bits and pieces like gym clothing and the supplements on their store, on their website should I say. They also have under 500 followers on their Instagram. So if you're interested in new products that you won't see a lot of reviews out there, then stay tuned for this one.
Okay, so moving into the taste segment of the review, we got sent the tub for Death Punch, but they were actually nice enough to send us two of their different flavours, Sour Apple and Death Punch.
They're actually the only two flavours you'll find. So Death Punch, I can only imagine, is going to be like Fruit Punch. Just made it sound a bit more interesting. Sour Apple, they've just kept it as Sour Apple, but for those of you who like Sour Apple, that might be one that interests you.
Oh God, that's a strong apple.
Smells like, what does that smell like? Battenberg.
Yeah, it does. It smells a bit like Mesomorph Battenberg.
Tastes exactly like Mesomorph. Battenberg, Mesomorph. Obviously that was labelled as cotton candy, I want to say. But yeah, it tastes like Battenberg. What about your one?
Just like your apple sours, really. Literally like an apple sour shot. I'd agree with that. Very similar.
Yeah, your one just tastes like apple boiled sweets.
Apple sherbet sweets.
I would give that a 4.5 out of 5 for taste.
I'd give this a good 3.75 to 4.
So yeah, we'd have to sort of meet in the middle of flavours. I don't know what one we're going to choose on.
Yeah.
But both good tasting products. Okay guys, so we've tasted it now. We're going to let it kick in and go down the gym. We have done it a couple of times in the past, so we're going to run on our experiences after this. We're going to move into the price section of this review. Both flavours, both tubs, $35. Which works out at £27.02 to be very precise. I'm not sure about postage costs, so we're not going to include that. What I will say though, that it works out really quite a good score in terms of price, because it's a 30 serving tub. Works out at 90p a go, or $1.16 for you US guys, which is actually a 4 out of 5 on our scale of price. So it's actually pretty good up there.
Not bad.
So yeah, price 4 out of 5.
Alright, so moving on to the effects. As you know, we always start with doing a rundown on the label.
This is probably personally what I'd call a basic label, so do be prepared for that.
Yeah, they're not fluffing it up with anything fancy. They've just got the basics in, the trial and tested stuff. It is 1 scoop per serving, obviously, just letting you know that because we've done the sachets. Okay, so first up we have niacin, 50 milligrams.
So niacin, as you may or may not be aware, is also known as vitamin B3. With the vitamins, it's very difficult to pinpoint certain things that they will do for a pre-workout in specific terms. What I will say is it's just used for a multitude of different things, from joint health, digestion benefits, boosting brain functions, one thing, so it might give you a little bit of focus in there, but again, a massive range of benefits to the body with vitamin B3.
Awesome. So next up, vitamin B1. That's probably similar.
Again, you can label that with so many different benefits that are not potentially specific to a pre-workout.
Yeah. Citrulline malate, 4,000 milligrams.
So that is the lowest end of the dose that I'd like to see for citrulline malate, 4 grams, 4,000 milligrams. That's your pump inducer, boosting nitric oxide levels in the blood, just getting the nutrients around as well. But again, 4,000 milligrams will do the job, but it is the lowest end of the doing the job.
A nice dose looks like of beta alanine at 3.2 grams.
Yeah, so this is a pre-workout's favourite ingredient, really. You don't get many without it. That's the stuff that's going to give you that tingly and itchy feeling, which for us in particular is something we do love.
Yeah.
We know that most people love it, especially on our channel. We've done a couple of polls and 95% of people like it. Yeah, lactic acid buffer as well, so there is that benefit of it as well.
Awesome. Creatine nitrate, 2,000 milligrams.
So nitrates is quite a good, powerful version of creatine. 2,000 milligrams is actually quite a nice dose. It's not as low as I've seen them. That's going to help spike power levels. It's going to spike water levels within the muscle cells, so therefore increasing pump and increasing nutrient sort of
uptake.
Yeah, uptake into the muscle cell.
All that goodness. L-arginine, 2,000 milligrams.
Again, another pump inducer. That'll convert in the body to nitric oxide, and it will make the body produce nitric oxide, should I say. So yeah, another decent pump ingredient at 2,000 milligrams.
Nice. L-tyrosine, 1,000 milligrams.
So that is used for general health benefits, definitely more linked towards sort of brain, so focus, concentration, coordination and the such. It's just going to be a general, it's going down the lines of a general nutrient that's going to do a lot of things for you, but definitely, like I say, neurotransmitter stimulant.
And last up on the list, caffeine anhydrous, 300 milligrams.
So that's your main stimulant, and 300 milligrams is what we have always said is like the perfect dose for us. Any less and you're starting to not feel it anymore and it becomes a bit too much, perhaps jitteriness, trouble sleeping later on in the night, etc, etc. But that is your main stimulant in this. And that's what we'll be running on, I'm guessing.
Yep, so that's the whole label covered. So we are going to go and train, come back and let you know.
So, yeah, so even though the label's basic, we'll be able to let you know if that works or not. Okay guys, so the bit you're interested in, the bit we're all here for at the end of the day,
and the start of the day.
And the start of the day is the review of the product in action and our honest opinion of it. Now, obviously going back to the ingredients list, it did look very basic. I'll be honest with you, we didn't have high hopes for it at all. You know, we was looking at it, you know, it's got a bit of caffeine in it. Bit of beta-alanine's a reasonable level, don't get me wrong, but we're not looking at any exotic stims or anything along the lines of some of these 4 or 5 out of 5 jobbies where we're getting DMAA, DMHA, ariogerensis, agmatine sulfate, etc, 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 etc. So we didn't have high hopes for it. We've just done shoulders down the gym, and we used it a few times obviously before, so we still didn't have high hopes for it back then. Let's start with the beginning, how we felt. So within 5 to 10 minutes, we did have very good beta-alanine effects. We did feel the heat of it kicking in. The beta-alanine, I must admit, even though it's not carnosine as far as I can see, it affected us really well.
Yeah, one of the better ones out of all of them we've had, really, like top 10 material.
Energy levels were also good. Good, considering that the only stimulant in here is the caffeine. Some consider beta-alanine to be a stimulant. You know, we do argue that to a degree. It
did heat us up nicely and get us quite in the zone. You know, really
heart rate sort of up a bit, just generally feeling ready to hit the weights.
You could feel the caffeine.
So my honest score, personally, I'd say a 3.5 out of 5, which is very, very acceptable considering the ingredients list and considering the price, considering the taste. And considering it misses a lot of ingredients the more expensive ones do have. So 3.5 for me is a good score for this one. Yeah,
I would agree with that. I would say it went a whole point possibly more above than what we were expecting to give it. Yeah. Based on the label at least anyway, because it's got your average sort of Joe label that you'd see in a lot of mainstream workouts.
For me, the label looked like, I'm not even going to exaggerate, a 1.5 to 2 out of 5.
Yeah, so it's sort of like 50% better than we expected.
So whether there's something in it that they're not
we did question that. We looked at each other and went, seems quite effective, like considering what's in there, because we could feel really revved up on it. So yeah, I agree with all of Aaron's points and his score. I would say Energy and pump, really respectable.
Focus.
Average, yeah, I felt pretty focused on the workout.
I felt like I could do more.
Yeah.
How it would suffice on a back or leg day of a longer period of time, that might bring it into question a bit more.
Yeah, it might start to wear off towards the end of that, but shoulders it coped fine. We've trained chest and arms and some other bits on it.
Yeah, we haven't done legs or back though, for the reasons stated.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sums up our
Pleasantly
effectiveness
surprised, yeah.
section, and now we'll run through the scores and the final verdict. Really. Okay, go on.
Snap. Alright, so final verdicts on Formula 1. First up is taste.
Taste we gave, because we tried both of the flavours, it's important to note. Personally, we probably both preferred the Death Punch, but the apple flavour was also very good. So we did come to a conclusion of 4 out of 5 for taste.
Very good.
Between the two, really. So yeah, very respectable score.
Mixed really well as well. We didn't use a fork or anything. Is worth noting.
Didn't shake it up. Frothing, no. All the rest of it went down, no problems with that. Price, we also did give a 4 out of 5, being 90p a serving, which is actually really quite good.
Yeah.
And the effects, we gave a higher than expected 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Good energy, good focus, and good pumps. So
very respectable all round, really.
Yeah, so that totals 11.5 out of 15, which you know, maybe we shouldn't have thought it originally, but we didn't think it'd be that good, based on the label.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely some potential here with this.
Would recommend to beginners who are looking to try something a little bit more powerful. Stim junkies, probably a no, unless they're looking for a daily driver to use on, you know, lower intensity days.
What I would personally say to Alpha and Omega Fitness would be potentially to add 2 to 3 extra ingredients and call it Formula 2 or something like that. You know, who knows? And perhaps up the price a tiny bit just to get the next level, to hit the people that want the extra stims, etc, etc. But yeah, Alpha and Omega Fitness, thank you for getting this out. Very impressed. To all you guys who have watched it, if you haven't already subscribed, then please do. We rely on all our subscribers, and we're able to get more and more of these reviews out to you guys. We have at least 15 more reviews ready to go.
Yeah,
like literally, we are struggling to get them all in our systems and make sure we're getting fair reviews by using them 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So we're just getting that fairness in there. So please subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up. Check out Alpha and Omega Fitness, and thank you again.
Thanks, guys.